Welcome back, viewers. This is where the Sidevalves and the Holland finished last time at the Denver City Hotel. So 2 years on, we've made plans to have another crack. This is the Sidevalve Raid Woodlines, and we're heading to Lake King, 404 kilometres away, all off-road. It's Monday in the Coolgardie Caravan Park. The boys are filtering in from as far afield as Manjimup and the Midwest. 6 originals, 14 in total. Much interest is being shown to the super singles of Ricky, Pete and Dave. These boys obviously have an eye on the Burt Munro Trophy. We've got a bit of a get together tonight at the pub where we'll be handing out the shirts and the Stano badges, and like all good Goldfields pub, I'm led to believe there's a skimpy on. Are we going to make it? I don't know, but we're going to give it a red hot crack. It's quiet for a Tuesday in Coolgardie, but the boys are busy in the caravan park going about, fettling, preparing, ready for the off. We take this opportunity to have a chat to one of the original raiders, Peter Lawson.
2 years ago we did the Holland track. You were one of the star riders. What's brought you back this time?
You know, camaraderie and the track and the challenge. It was good fun. We had planned to ride the Holland track again together. With the weather the way it was, they ended up closing the road, so we couldn't get out at the start. But we were looking forward to it, but we've got a few days of good riding ahead of us.
And what bike have you brought along this time?
This is a Big 4, so it's basically, I guess, 1938 thereabouts, 633cc Sidevalve single.
So you're going to be showing them a clean pair of heels, are you?
Oh, I don't know, I'm looking for the Burt Munro challenge on the Salt Lake. We might have it in the bag, I reckon.
We're lucky enough to have Dr. Kevorkian with us, alias Wellesley.
So Dr. Kevorkian, welcome to the raid. What's brought you along?
I'm the medical help, if it's required.
And what school of medicine did you study at?
Quite a number of them. Probably don't know too many of them, but I specialise in proctology.
That's obviously going to be in demand this week.
It will, and anyone who needs an exam, the rubber gloves are always handy, ready to go. So I can always give you a second opinion if you don't like the first one.
We've got a big day planned. We've got 95 k's through Burrow Rock, Woodlines and Cave Hill. Heading off to Burrow Rock, Pete gets away briskly, showing that he'll be no pushover in the Burt Munro Challenge. First stop was Burrow Rock for morning tea. Very scenic, but lots of water laying around. This was to set the scene for the rest of the trip, as we would soon find out. After leaving Burrow Rock, we came to the first of the mud. The rovers made it through okay. But the good doctor's ambulance succumbed to the goop and had to be rescued by a rover. The water was too deep for the bikes and an alternative track had to be made around. We continued on towards Cave Hill, where we came across an even larger quagmire that trapped Hamish and several other riders. was late in the afternoon when we made our first camp, which was Cave Hill. All 3 dams were full to the brim. With 95 k's covered, the first of the gremlins started to rear their head. Tolji's persistent misfire, the Jap mucking around, and Clint having problems kickstarting. Well, when they run all day, Des, the point gap closes up and the timing retards. So after they've been running all day, we just check the point gap, probably open it up a little bit and bring them back so that they're sharp, they start easy, and the performance is up to scratch. Quality things, 1935 motorbikes.
Day one, I've done about an hour's riding on my bike before now. I was a little bit apprehensive, but it's all going well. It's probably good that it was a short run because there's a few things to sort.
Course setter Mick Turner, as usual, hard at work. Once fettling was finished, the Michelin star began in earnest. As you'll see, there's some pretty good cooks here. There's also not very good cooks.
Macca, we've got the Michelin challenge happening for cooking. You're really right into it. So what have you got happening here, buddy?
Well, behind you you'll see a big pot of beautiful Irish stew. I mean, if you're in the bush with a few lads and a few beers, you're not going to go past an Irish stew, are you? You know, these boys talked about fancy, you know, French buttered chicken. Well, spare me. Irish stew, beautiful.
So you're hoping to take off the Michelin challenge?
This is the first thing I've cooked in 20 years.
What's happening here? You got some yabbies or something, have you?
No, yabbies are in the dam still. Waiting for us for the morning, for tomorrow night's tea. Tonight we're just having a 1-pot roast.
This meal here does look good. What have we got here?
We're having satay chicken with sweet potato and potato in the satay chicken, coconut rice and garlic naan bread.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That's tonight. So
It actually smells quite good, but I think it might be a bottle or a packet mix.
Look at that. It was plain chicken.
Apparently, I'm
To be deceived.
yeah. I'm actually looking for the bottle, but
There is no bottle.
can't seem to see one. So on that account, it's looking pretty good.
The boys greeted the day with bleary eyes as they packed up and tucked into a healthy breakfast to get them through the day ahead. Wednesday was a long day, 120 k's in all. There was mud galore. Bike problems continued, Tolji's persistent misfire, Macca's clutch has left the building, and Clint is now push starting.
Bit clogged up. I just stopped moving altogether. Rick's in here stopped moving. I was going good till it stopped. There might be a nice hard bottom in this bit.
Look, down a piece in the bush.
It looked hard, and then I got a bit of traffic behind me. I thought, oh well, I wanted to go there. I went the wrong way. Through it. Really tender edge.
Morning tea was held at Sunday Soak, and after extracting fill from the mire, we pressed on to the small salt lake for the Burt Bunbury Challenge. It was a great disappointment to Ricky, Pete and Dave, who already had one paw in the trophy. When we got to the abandoned Norseman Hyden Road, we took the opportunity to have a break and regroup. When we took off, Clint's woes continued, and he was now being toe-starred by Ryan. It was late in the day, the shadows were getting long, we felt we were home and hosed, and we had one small mud patch to cross. It turned out to be the stickiest one of the trip. It trapped Zane and 3 of the other boys to the point where their wheels were that clogged with mud they wouldn't even turn.
How's this stretch been, guys?
Good.
A little chaotic because you see a bit of a flash in front of you, namely oh, he's not wearing it now, but a blue jacket. And before you know what's going on, you've got it on the stop and you're trying to catch him. Then it gets a bit crazy.
Oh, yeah. It's an empty one.
Today's been very weary. Hasn't been long in kilometres, but it's been heavy going for everyone. We've got bogged in the mud, people have fallen off, people have had mud wedge their wheels locked solid so that they can't move. Everyone's a little bit tired.
It's been a weary day. This is going to be the soup. Bacon and vegetable soup. And I hope it will be to the judges pleasing. Hint, hint.
Despite such a long day, the Michelin star was hotly contested, with the JAP team fielding a blackboard menu and 3 courses to take the trophy. There was much muttering from rival teams, but the judges remained resolute.
This is designed and manufactured by Michael Turner, including the BSA branding that he made for it in his workshop. It's a chocolate fruit cake, and it's come out magnificently, absolutely magnificently.
It was a very pleasant ride to Meggie Hayes' mine for Smoko. That's when all the troubles began. Tolgie's misfiring still and now lost a foot peg. Cable ties to the rescue. Macca's clutch has returned, but his master link has left. Mr. Lawson to the rescue. Dave has broken a foot peg on the Triumph, brilliantly fixed by the boys from a sign on the side of the road that said safety is attitude. Clint push starting, so no changes there. And the Michelin star is getting out of control. The BSA team made nachos for lunch. As for the rest of the course that day, there was some long dry sections, some mud and soft white sand, and that separated the men from the boys.
Well, can I tell you about Tim? Well, it wasn't really a crash in the sense of a crash. It was a minor loss of traction, lateral traction on the front wheel, which meant it went out from underneath him very, very rapidly. He went sliding down the road on his back. His motor bicycle went sliding down the road, spinning sideways like that on its side, and all came to a peaceful rest on a beautiful salt plain. Samphire grass all around, a little bit of moisture. Tim was all right, checked over the machine very briefly, hopped on it, gave it one kick, proceeded. Situation resolved.
Late in the afternoon, with the sun in his eyes, Clint had a little mishap on the Beezer that left him and the bike unable to continue, as Pete explains.
We had an off today though. One of the guys riding an M20 girder link broke and sent the engine into the deck and him over the handlebars. So got a nasty gash in his leg. So the boys are going to take him into Lake King tonight and get the Silver Chain or St John's to have a look at it.
By the end of day 3, with 300 Ks under their belt, the boys were getting weary, but still enjoying themselves, and we made camp by a dry lake bed under some trees.
This is living, isn't it? It's great. You know, team up with a few young blokes, got to have one fossil in the team, that's me. But no, it's been good, really good. Everyone here is just good company, good riding. Bit rough, but yeah, no, just good fun.
Thanks, mate. Day 4 started windy, bleak and overcast as we made our way off the lake to the Norseman Lake King Road and onto the 90-mile tank for a break.
What happened yesterday, mate?
Hit a big washout. Yeah, cartwheeled it. So snapped the front end off. Trip into Ravensthorpe Hospital. About a dozen stitches. But we're back out here. Ready to go again.
How'd you go there, Clint?
Oh, good to be back on the horse, mate.
How have you found this year's event?
Yeah, bloody good. There's some real tight stuff there, and it's pretty hard on this girl. With a foot clutch, and the boys were overtaking me in the corners. I'd try and catch them on the straights. But yeah, it's been running really sweet. And yesterday I let a heap of blokes have a ride on it, and then they all came back and went, shit, I don't know how you're keeping up with us. So yeah, this is a bits of like, I just did the cannonball run on my other 28 Scout across Australia. And this one's all the leftover bits over the years of building up bikes, and she's good for the dirt stuff. So we did Lake Perkalilly just recently, out of Cow, and yeah, so brought her on this run. Yesterday we had one bloke fall off, and this morning when I checked my bike over, I got a bent rim. So going through the same sort of stuff he went through.
Yeah, it'll go now. I think.
We pulled into the 90-mile tank for smoker and to regroup before the 100k run into Lake King and the end of the trek.